just very welcoming. Wanted to, particularly for the ladies to feel at home and at ease upon their arrival in Vancouver. So this was a lot of work for her, as you can imagine, with all the new arrivals. So Sunday afternoons, the Strathys had a ritual of taking some time off for themselves. They like to go for a walk in the military reserve, which would one day become known as Stanley Park. So Emily has just gone upstairs to change out of her Sunday church finery and into a more basic dress. So here are her recollections. I had just entered the bedroom and was standing momentarily when, with astonishing suddenness, a great sheet of flame swept before my eyes down the narrow passageway between our home and the next house. For a moment, I was bewildered. It was so startlingly sudden, and more or less mechanically, I suppose, I grasped my husband's hat, which lay on the dressing table. And as I slipped out of the room I'd been in a few seconds earlier, the window crashed in. It was a remarkable experience. So that gives you a real idea of just how sudden the fire hit the town. There were so many people. So Emily and Alexander ran down to the shore of Burrard Inlet. At this time there wasn't much here in the way of construction. A lot of it was open beach. So they lugged down their family trunk, which was loaded with treasures, which Emily considered a little bit too fancy to wear in Vancouver, because Vancouver was such a rough and tumble pioneer town. And down on the water, some lumberjacks were hastily putting together a raft. They realized they wouldn't have time to construct it, but there were nails and so forth. So literally what they were trying to do is just crisscross boards and then have everyone hang on to the boards, keep them in place. So Emily and Alexander got their trunk on some boulders and then clambered out onto this very makeshift raft and were trying desperately to hold it together with about 17 other people. So this thing. And across mid-block, just over this way, was the Methodist parsonage. That was about the first place of worship in Vancouver. And James Hall was a Sunday school teacher who had been boarding at the parsonage. He left his Bible on the table while he came outside to try and ascertain why there was all this thick smoke in the air. And when he realized there was this fire barreling down, he grabbed his Bible, ran down to the beach, and he as well clambered onto the raft, holding his Bible aloft. So somehow, through all that process, he managed to save his Bible. And there's also a story of Louisa Wilson at this point trying to carry down her sewing machine, trying to save her sewing machine from the fire. Okay, and unfortunately these people all survived. There's a picture of Emily. That was at their rebuilt hotel. Unfortunately, I don't have any really good, clear pictures of Emily, but that was... Sorry, not hotel, home. Yeah, Emily and Alexander Strathey. Alexander died.